Hey, here's a question. If you had to tell me exactly where in the world you were right now, what would you say? How would you tell me? Hi there, everyone. It's Jeff, and this is Plain English for Monday, July 7th, 2025. Here at Plain English, we help you upgrade your skills in English with stories about current events and trending topics. When you listen here, you'll discover new words and new ways of expressing your ideas, and you get it all in a fun, supportive environment. It's not just the podcast either. We have lots of great exercises and opportunities to practice with every episode. Today is number 788, so you can find the full episode resources at plainenglish.com/788. What is the story today? It's about an innovative way of describing your exact location. Last week, we talked about how addresses don't always get the job done. Many countries in the world don't have a reliable system of mappable addresses. People just use landmarks and elaborate directions to find their way. And even in more organized places, it can be hard to describe, for example, the exact entrance to a stadium, or exactly where to find a picnic bench in a park. So today, you'll learn about an innovative way of describing your location with just 3 words. This, again, is episode number 788, so the full transcript and all the episode resources are at plainenglish.com/788. Before we start today's story, I'd just like to remind you that the podcast is just one part of how we can help you upgrade your English skills. At plainenglish.com, you can make faster progress with active learning strategies. You can take quizzes, do activities, listen to the fast version of the audio, watch video workshops, practice what you learn, and even join a live call with JR and me. It's all about helping you build your skills to become a better, more confident English speaker. Sound good? Go to plainenglish.com to start your free 14-day trial today. Now, let's jump into today's story. Where are you right now? If you're in a building, you might be able to answer that question with an address. But that's not perfect. For one thing, an address might not be enough. If you're in a big shopping mall, an address only gets you to the front door. And many places in the world have no formal, mappable address. It's also a problem if you're not in or near a building. If you're in a park, on a busy highway, plowing a field, or canoeing on a lake, you're not at an address. You would have to describe your location using landmarks. Here's a much more accurate way to say where you are: latitude and longitude. If you can access your coordinates to about 5 decimal places, then someone can find you easily. But the problem with latitude and longitude is that these coordinates are hard to remember and hard to say. If I wanted to tell you my exact location, I'd have to read out 15 numbers. Instead of that, though, I could just tell you 3 words. With just 3 words, you can find me within 3 meters. That's the promise behind a company called What3 Words. They've divided the entire globe into 3-meter by 3-meter squares, and they've given every square a 3-word combination. So with just 3 words, you can pinpoint any location on Earth. And I mean Any location, from Times Square in Manhattan to the remotest area of the Australian outback to Antarctica and everywhere in between. The genius part about it is, it's easy to remember 3 words, and it's easy to say 3 words. Don't believe me? Try this. Here's where I got my coffee this morning. 19.38599 north latitude, 99.15534 west longitude. Ugh, that's a mouthful. Instead of that, though, I could just say Vitals, Hales, Teacher. Vitals, Hales, Teacher. That's a lot easier to say and to remember than my geographic coordinates. Every bit of the globe has a 3-word combination, whether that spot is on a street or not. And it can come in handy in your everyday life whenever you're trying to describe where you are. It's easy to find the 3 words that describe any location. What 3 Words has a great mobile app. You can open the app and it will tell you the words representing your current location. You can also easily find the words of other locations using maps and aerial images. Meeting a friend at a park? You can specify the exact picnic bench with what 3 words. On game day, you can use what 3 words to say which entrance to the stadium you're planning to use. Have you ever gone skiing and tried to find your friends at the bottom of the mountain? You can wave your hands in the air or just text, sadly, solid, defects. It's not just for personal use. Businesses and governments are starting to adopt what 3 words for all kinds of situations that require a precise location. Many emergency departments encourage residents to download the What 3 Words mobile app just in case. If you're on a camping trip and you have a medical emergency, you can pull up the app and say, Tingley, flasks, satellite, and they'll be able to find you. It even works in the middle of the ocean. The system is also useful for logistics. If you work at a factory or construction site and you're receiving a delivery, you can use what 3 words to tell the driver exactly where to drop off a shipment. That's better than just providing an address, which might have many different entrances. The system can help with consumer delivery services. In cities or areas without formal address systems, it can save a lot of time and confusion. But it also helps anytime the delivery location isn't obvious, like if there are commercial and residential entrances at the same building. It's possible that countries that don't have consistent addresses can bypass the street address system entirely. Mongolia is a sparsely populated country in Central Asia. It's the size of France, Germany, and Spain combined, but its whole population is only about the size of Madrid's. Part of Mongolia's population is semi-nomadic, meaning they migrate seasonally with their livestock. It has always been hard to coordinate deliveries in Mongolia, especially to people who are frequently on the move. But now, Mongol Post is using what 3 words to help residents get packages and important documents like passports. What 3 words also helps in culture and tourism. Many of Mongolia's cultural and heritage sites are remote, so what 3 words helps visitors find them. Once there, visitors can use what 3 words to find specific entrances and points of interest. What 3 words locations are integrated into tourist guidebooks and apps. There are many other ways what 3 words can help people. Fighting fires, search and rescue, disaster or earthquake response, delivering humanitarian aid, looking for missing people, or even searching for fugitives. The list goes on. So how did what 3 words know what words to use? It wasn't easy. First, they calculated the number of words needed. To cover all 57 trillion squares on Earth, with a 3-word combination, they needed about 38,000 words. The good news is that English has more than enough words to choose from. But not every word will do. They wanted to use words that have a unique sound. For example, sun can be a male child or a nearby star. The 2 words sound the same, but they're spelled differently. So both sun and sun are out. Words that might cause offense or embarrassment were excluded too. What 3 words is available in many languages. And before you ask, no, it's not translated. That wouldn't work. Each square has a set of 3 words in each language, and the word sets are not related. English, Japanese, and Korean cover the whole globe. The other languages are only available on land and along the coasts. There are some criticisms of what 3 words. First, the system is proprietary. That means it belongs to a private company. Any individual can use the free app, but integrating what 3 words into larger systems like ride-hailing, logistics, or emergency services requires a license from the company. Another issue is that what 3 words lacks spatial context. What does that mean? When I go to the gym, I go to stepping, fells, breath. But stepping, fells, breathe, just 1 letter off, is in the middle of a farm, thousands of miles away. That can make a typo confusing. If I want to see a movie after my workout, I go to warrior, press, sharper. Is that close to my gym or far away? From the 3-word addresses alone, you can't tell. In fact, they're in the same building, but there's nothing in the names that would communicate that. Google has developed an alternative called plus codes. You may have seen them in Google Maps. A Google plus code is an alphanumeric code that is about as precise as what 3 words. But it's open source, so anyone can use it without paying a license or even asking permission. And a small variation in a plus code is a small variation in real life. There are ways to use plus codes in combination with city names to make them easier to remember. A plus code is efficient and works well, like a happy medium between what 3 words and full geographic coordinates. But it's just so much more fun to say hoot, shrunk, busy than to say GJ65 plus WQ. Open your What 3 Words app or website, and I'll give you a tour through some of our favorite places here at Plain English. The best place to watch the fireworks in Chicago? Basis, risks, horses. I couldn't explain that with an address, but look at What 3 Words, and you'll know the best view of the fireworks over Navy Pier. Basis, risks, horses. JR is the producer of Plain English. Where would you find him on a rainy Sunday afternoon? Try shout, gladiators, hero. Where would I love to be on a hot summer evening? Mines, orange, glow. Best tacos in my neighborhood? Rubble, famines, labs. My favorite burgers in the world? Flash, dive, inspector. A peaceful place to walk in the morning, not far from where I live. Hotel, costs, nowadays. It's funny to do a little word association. Like, my favorite tacos has famines in the title. That kind of works. My gym has stepping and breath. I see it. What 3 words is supposed to save time? But I can personally attest clicking around the map to see different word combinations is a delightful way to waste time. Don't blame me if you waste the whole afternoon clicking around finding the 3 words for your house, your childhood bedroom, your office, your favorite park, ski slope, whatever. It is fun, but I'm warning you, this episode took me way too long to create since I was addicted to clicking around on what 3 words. That brings us to the end of today's episode. This was number 788, so you can find the transcript at plainenglish.com/788 and all the places I mentioned in today's episode, even the examples. They have some connection to me and my life, and I linked to all of them in what 3 words. It's right in the transcript, so you can go on a little geographical tour of some fun places that I like. That's all at plainenglish.com/788, built right into the transcript of today's episode. We'll be back on Thursday with a new topic. See you then. Listen up if you speak Spanish, Portuguese, Chinese, German, French, Italian, Japanese, Polish, or Turkish. One of the most frustrating things about listening and reading in a second language is being confused by unfamiliar words or phrases. When you listen to plain English, or when you read the transcript, you probably encounter some words you don't know. When that happens, you have a few options. You can stop the audio, go look up the definition, then return to the episode, find your place, and press play again, but that's exhausting. Or you can just skip it and be confused. That's no fun either. But what if you could see the translation of the word into your language instantly without having to stop the audio, without having to look anything up? Well, you can at plainenglish.com. For each episode, we translate about 100 words and phrases from English to 9 languages: Spanish, Portuguese, Chinese, German, French, Italian, Japanese, Polish, and Turkish. And we highlight those words in blue. All you have to do is hover your mouse over the highlighted word and you'll see the translation instantly. It works great on mobile too. It really makes listening a lot more satisfying, and it's a great way to expand your vocabulary in English. The best way to see these translations is to sign up for a free 14-day trial at plainenglish.com. During your trial, you can read as many transcripts as you like, all with the translations into your language. So sign up for your free trial today at plainenglish.com.